It began on a quiet night over Earth. The stars looked peaceful, but something strange appeared among them. 5 giant shapes moving in the dark sky. At first, people thought they were meteors or satellites. But then the light started to move against gravity, steady and sharp. Within minutes, every telescope on Earth turned toward the sky. The ships were not human. Their metal skin glowed like fire and strange symbols ran across their surface. News spread fast. Aliens had arrived. All major nations went silent. No one knew what to do. Then a signal came through every radio, every screen, every device. The voice was calm, proud, and cold. "Humans of Earth," it said, "your technology is weak. Your warships are toys. Surrender your planet and you may live." People all over the world froze in fear. But inside a secret base under the ocean, a small group of scientists and generals watched quietly. They didn't look afraid. They looked ready. One general whispered, "They think they know power, but they haven't seen ours yet." Up in orbit, the alien fleet circled Earth like hunters watching their prey. Their massive battleships were the size of cities, their weapons glowing with energy never seen before. To them, it was already over. They believed Earth would fall in hours. But deep below the ocean, something ancient began to hum. Lights flickered. Metal walls trembled. A voice from the control room said softly, "Project Titan, awakening." And as the sea above rippled with strange energy, Earth prepared to answer. Because humans had been silent for a reason, they were waiting. And now, it was time. The alien fleet stayed in Earth's orbit, shining like cold stars. From their flagship, Commander Xylan watched the planet with amusement. He had destroyed 10 worlds before, and Earth looked no different. Small, blue, helpless. Inside his command hall, his officers laughed. "Humans still use metal ships," one sneered. "They build like children." Another added, "Their defenses are weak. One strike will end them." Commander Xylan smiled. "Then let them know who rules the sky." Moments later, a beam of red light shot down from orbit, destroying a military base on an empty island. The explosion lit up the sea. The aliens called it a warning, but Earth stayed silent, no reply. No counterattack. Frustrated, Xylan sent a message again. "Humans, your silence means fear. Kneel or we erase your world." However, deep under the Pacific Ocean, humans were not afraid. They were working. Inside a secret facility called the Core, hundreds of engineers and soldiers prepared for activation. The walls shook as something enormous began to power up. General Marcus stood before the control screen. "Let them think we're weak," he said calmly. "They'll see soon enough." One young officer asked, "Sir, can Titan really handle them?" Marcus looked up at the ceiling as the low hum of machinery echoed. "Titan wasn't built to handle them," he replied. "It was built to end them." Far above, the alien fleet detected strange energy waves coming from the ocean. They couldn't understand what it was. Their scanners failed to read the source. Commander Xylan frowned. "What are they hiding down there?" His officer answered quietly, "Whatever it is, it's waking up." The deep ocean rumbled like a living beast. Miles below the surface, massive steel doors opened in the dark. Inside that hidden chamber rested Earth's greatest secret, Project Titan. It wasn't just a ship. It was a fortress built to move, to fight, and to survive anything. For 10 years, the world's best scientists had built it in silence, far from satellites and spies. Every piece of metal, every circuit was human-made. Now the time had come. As the control room filled with flashing lights, General Marcus gave the final command. Begin the awakening. Engines the size of mountains roared to life. The ocean boiled around the structure as the water began to tremble. Huge bubbles rose to the surface, creating waves that touched distant shores. From above, the alien fleet detected the disturbance. Commander Xylan's eyes narrowed. "What is that energy spike?" His officers panicked. "Unknown source, Commander." "It's coming from under the sea." The Titan's systems came online one by one. Weapons locked in place. Shields formed a blue glow, and its eyes, massive glowing sensors, lit up through the dark water. Inside the control center, Marcus watched the readings climb. Power level at 90%. Armor integrity stable. "Titan is alive," whispered one engineer, tears in his eyes. As the colossal machine rose from the deep, the ocean exploded around it. Clouds turned dark, lightning struck the waves, and the sound of its engines echoed through the skies. From space, the aliens finally saw it. A ship larger than any human creation. Glowing with raw power, Commander Xylan froze. Impossible. Humans can't build this. General Marcus looked at the monitor and smiled. They said we were weak, he murmured. Now they'll learn who we really are. The ocean split open as Project Titan rose fully into the light. Waves crashed around its steel body. Its armor reflected the morning sun like a blade drawn from the sea. People across the world stopped what they were doing to watch the live feeds. For the first time, hope replaced fear. High above, Commander Xylan stared at the giant machine now standing on Earth's surface. "Fire on it," he ordered coldly. Alien cruisers moved into position. Red beams shot through the clouds, striking Titan's armor with tremendous force. The impact sent waves across the planet, but when the smoke cleared, the Titan still stood. Its shields glowed bright blue, unharmed. Inside the control room, alarms flashed, but Marcus didn't move. "Return fire," he said quietly. The command was simple, but what followed was not. Titan's main cannon rotated slowly, powered by an energy core no alien had ever seen. With a single pulse it fired. A blinding beam of light tore through the clouds straight into the alien sky. One of the enemy ships vanished instantly, cut in half. The explosion painted the stars with fire. The world watched in silence. Then cheers erupted across every nation. Humanity had struck back. Commander Xylan slammed his fist on the console. "How is that possible?" "Their weapons cannot pierce our shields," his officer whispered. "Their technology, it's not what we thought." On Earth, Marcus watched the readings. Target 1 destroyed. Target 2 locked. He leaned forward, his eyes cold and steady. Let's remind them why humanity never surrenders. Above the clouds, the alien fleet regrouped, but this time, they weren't laughing. For the first time, they knew what fear felt like. Smoke and fire filled the sky as the alien fleet tried to recover. Ships moved in panic, their perfect formation broken for the first time. The proud commanders who once mocked Earth now shouted orders filled with fear. Commander Xylan's voice echoed through the comms. "All ships focus fire on the human weapon. Destroy it now." Hundreds of alien cannons lit up the sky. Energy beams rained down like burning comets. The sea boiled, lightning cracked, and thunder rolled across continents. Yet the Titan refused to fall. Its armor glowed red-hot, but it stood like a mountain against a storm. Inside the control room, engineers worked fast, voices trembling but determined. "Shields at 50%. Reactor holding steady." General Marcus stayed calm. "Redirect power from secondary systems," he ordered. Titan doesn't retreat. Then something unexpected happened. Titan's AI, named EOS, spoke for the first time. "Permission to engage adaptive mode, General." Marcus hesitated for a second. Granted. At once, Titan's structure began to shift. Panels opened, wings expanded, and new cannons rose from its sides. It started to glow brighter than ever before. From orbit, Xylan's officers stared in disbelief. "It's evolving." "Their ship is adapting." Before they could react, Titan launched a swarm of guided plasma bolts. The sky became a storm of light. Alien ships exploded one after another, turning the once invincible fleet into burning wreckage. Marcus watched silently. "They called us weak," he said, his voice calm. "But humans learn faster than anyone." As the last enemy ship tried to escape, Titan's main cannon charged again, aiming at the flagship itself. The beam fired, and the stars lit up like dawn. The sky burned with fading light as silence returned to orbit. What was once a fleet of proud alien warships was now only debris, glowing pieces drifting like ashes among the stars. The battle was over. Inside the alien flagship, Commander Xylan struggled to breathe. Sparks flickered around him as his ship broke apart. He looked at the blue planet below, whispering, How did humans do this?" His voice faded before his vessel vanished into darkness. On Earth, the oceans calmed. Waves gently hit the surface of the Titan as the mighty ship stood tall, steam rising from its armor. Inside the control room, alarms were silent for the first time. Engineers clapped, some crying with relief. General Marcus looked at the main screen showing the empty orbit above. "Status?" he asked softly. "Enemy fleet destroyed," replied the officer. "Earth is safe, sir," Marcus nodded slowly. Then, "Let Titan rest." The engines lowered their roar. The great machine turned toward the ocean, its glowing lights fading one by one. With a deep rumbling sound, the Titan began to sink back beneath the waves, returning to the place it came from. Around the world, people watched in silence. No one cheered now. They simply stood with awe and pride, realizing what humanity had become. In schools, children pointed at the sky, whispering, "That's where they came from, and that's where we stood our ground." As the sun rose the next morning, Earth looked peaceful again. But deep under the sea, hidden in the dark, the Titan waited, silent, patient, ready. Because humanity knew one thing for sure.